I didn't realize this when I started, but it could feel like I can get through this. This is a hard thing, but I'm doing this other hard thing that I didn't think I could do, so I can get through this too.
First time in New York, and I'm on my way to CrossFit Wall Street. Meet Sarah Mossman, who invited me here. Sarah.
Gotta get your foot up.
Sarah Mossman.
Yes, that's me.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay, of CrossFit Wall Street.
Yes.
You're an owner here.
I'm a part owner here. Max is my business partner. He is the one who kind of set this ball in motion.
Just from a business standpoint, why would you be a part of owning a gym? This seems like a terrible idea.
Why do you say that?
Gyms are not known for making money. Am I right?
It's true. It's true. CrossFit gyms in particular, I think, are not known for making mega millions.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Like, why do you own a gym? Why do you want this to be your thing?
What a fantastic question. I guess sometimes I feel like I just sort of stumbled into this, to be honest. Like, I started doing CrossFit when I was touring with a Broadway show. And I found during a particularly tough time in my life that it was really helpful. It was a really helpful sort of almost like meditative thing to do. And then sort of a series of events happened. I was working at a different CrossFit gym. I ended up falling into managing that place, and then when that didn't really pan out the way I wanted, I ended up coming here, and Max was looking to take over this gym and propose like going into business together. And at the time, like I've always really enjoyed coaching. I've always really enjoyed helping people. I found it very fulfilling and sort of a surprising thing I stumbled into that I really enjoyed. So I was interested in continuing to do more of that, and also sort of expand upon what I was already doing.
Which is
just coaching, as opposed to just coaching.
Not your other job. So what year was that you decided to jump into this?
I guess I started CrossFit in, is it 2018, I think? Yeah, 2018. And then it was while I was touring and started doing CrossFit that people on the road started asking me to basically like do personal training for them, and I was like, I'm not qualified to do that. And so I ended up getting my level 1 shortly after leaving the tour, and I was working at a couple of opera companies and stuff, so I just kind of did that as a little side hustle sort of thing.
We're gonna move into the opera thing in a minute, but so when did you actually start working
here,
coaching and part owning?
I started coaching in 2019. I started managing the first gym that I worked at in 2020, and then I started working here in 2022. Max and I took over in late 2022, so it's been just over, we're going on like almost a year and a half that he and I have been running this place.
So you guys dodged the virus bullet.
It was a post-virus bullet, yeah.
Post-virus bullet.
Yes.
Does that mean there were bullets?
The what?
When you say you dodged the post-virus bullet.
Yeah.
What was the post-virus bullet?
I mean, this place, the former owner of CrossFit Wall Street, certainly like the gym was completely shut, especially in New York City. Everything was completely shut down.
Right.
I wasn't working here at the time that everything shut down here specifically. I was working at a different CrossFit gym, and I know the trials and tribulations that they went through more specifically.
Yeah.
But from what I understand here, it took a solid year after things began to reopen for membership to start to climb back up. And I would say there's definitely the post-COVID world trying to build things back up to the membership basis that it was prior to that has been challenging.
Yeah.
The way that the city sort of runs as a whole has changed a lot. So the people that would typically go into the office every day are now working from home. There has been more people coming back to the city, but it still isn't the same as before. So it's just not the same.
So how do you think that affects the business as a whole right now? And do you think it's going to pick up?
I think as a whole, I still notice the type of clientele, or like the hours that clientele will be working and therefore training has changed significantly. I see things picking back up. I don't know if things will ever return exactly to where they were, or if it will just start to look different, or if we have to have different offerings to match kind of the different lifestyle that people have, to be honest. There's a lot more, as I said, a lot more working from home, which means a lot less people who are inclined to live in a shoebox next to their office in Manhattan.
Right.
So I don't know. I think we then have to start looking at, we're not looking at our membership basis in this location specifically as people that are coming into the financial district to, work. We're looking more at like who resides in this area and how can we tailor to the people that reside here. I think that's the major difference. We still have, we had our noon class, which is still a number of people that work.
Lot here,
there are a number of people that work in the area, but also a number of them live in the area. So I found that post-pandemic, we're looking at not people who are commuting to their job. It's just, do you live within tripping distance of the gym?
Right. Okay. So I don't know this area very well. Is there a lot of actual residential around here?
There is. I didn't know this area super well before I started working here. At one point in time, all of the big banks were down here. That's why it's the financial district. But it has, over the last 10 years, sort of transformed into a lot more kind of like luxury apartment complexes and whatnot. So there are quite a few people that live in this area now.
So I'm willing to guess that the majority of your clientele are single or just married couples with no children?
I don't know. There's a pretty even spread. We do have a number of masters athletes who have lived in this area for quite some time, and have children that are out of the house now, or out of the apartment now.
Right.
But I would say the majority of membership is people kind of in their 30s, so who are either partnered, but probably don't have kids.
I could imagine it being tough down here.
Yeah.
Financially.
Yes.
Especially with kids in space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which leads me to the size of your gym. It's not the biggest gym I've ever been in.
No. I hope not.
No. So how does running a class in a smaller space work for you guys? Do you feel like it's more intimate, or do you have visions of being in a bigger space to make life easier?
I think it does make things more intimate. I do feel like, as opposed to other CrossFit classes where other gyms I've been to, where we might have the same number of members in a class versus the number of members we have in a class in this space, there's no way to get around sort of talking to people,
right,
and interacting with people. would it be nice to have a little more space sometimes? Absolutely. I noticed mostly from a kind of equipment and programming perspective, that there has to be a lot of time and care for, okay, how can we arrange, we can fit 12 people in here, but how can we arrange those 12 people so that nobody is killing each other with jump ropes and barbells and rowers and whatnot.
Of course.
When I look at other affiliate programming where people are like, oh, you can just buy this affiliate programming, that'll work great for me. I'm like, it won't work great for us because we don't have the space to just accommodate 12 rowers out on the floor.
So you have to be creative.
Yes, you have to be a lot more creative, and it does take a certain amount of planning and thinking through how you're going to herd the cats, if you will.
So taking away from, or moving away from the programming and actual physical space aspect, the closeness of the people in the room. I coached the seminar over the weekend, and I felt like people were very comfortable with each other, almost like they work for the same company, so to speak. Like they see each other every day. Do you think that would be the same if you had a bigger space? Or do you think that having a smaller space is actually helping create an environment where they feel more family?
You know, I hadn't ever thought about it that way exactly, but I do think that the proximity to one another within the space does force some connection, for sure. I also think, New Yorkers sort of get a reputation for being cold and mean and not speaking to one another and being all,
That has not been my experience so far.
Well, great. Yeah. But I feel like, especially when you have an environment where, hey, you're coming to this place for a common purpose, I feel like people are actually quite warm. And when there are those environments where you are trying to join a community, people are actually very open to that. So I think it could be the proximity of outside and how close everybody is even outside of this space, that it's nice to come into a space where we know we have something that connects us. But then also, you just can't get away from anybody. You clear the room, you're still not that far.
Right, you sneeze and it hits somebody.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear something about your other life.
Yeah.
You're a singer.
Yeah.
You sing opera? Is that right?
Yeah,
I don't know this genre very well.
I guess
me.
The short version is I sang opera and musical theater predominantly. I went to undergrad for vocal performance and opera, went to graduate school for musical theater, so I do a combination of both. I mean, I'll sing anything that somebody pays me to sing, but
I didn't bring my wallet.
But
I would like to hear something. Go ahead.
But but predominantly I sing in those two genres. Musical theater as a whole, not to get like too far into this, but spans a lot of different genres these days. So I will sing in a lot of different styles, but I would say where I mostly sit is with classical repertoire and kind of traditional musical theater or contemporary musical theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So over the weekend you said you are not a performer, and I said, I think you are, something along those lines, and you said, not that kind of performer.
Yes.
Really?
Not an athletic performer.
Not an athletic performer.
Yes.
But isn't theater moving also and being in front of people?
Sure.
And then you're singing as well.
Sure. Yeah. That's part of why I think I have been attracted to coaching, or it was very comfortable. The first coach I worked for, my first day, he was like, so you taught the class well and whatnot, but you need to be louder, and you just were in a Broadway show, so I think you can do that. But it's that part of the transition has been very natural and comfortable for me, I think. Getting up in front of a group of people doesn't really bother me. So moving
your body and your mouth.
Moving my body and my mouth doesn't really bother me.
Do you ever find it hard to work out without singing or talking?
Oh, I'm like, I think I'm the only CrossFit instructor I know that sings along to every single class I teach. So, or I've never experienced that myself with like other.
I don't think I've experienced anybody singing while they're coaching me. Yeah. It would be a new thing. You could maybe charge more for that.
Yeah. There's an entertainment value here.
Yeah. Do they make requests ever?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Can I make a request?
Oh God, I don't know.
Off the top of my head, I don't know what you can sing, but I saw something on Instagram. I was doing a little searching about Sarah Mossman.
Okay.
And I did see you singing some opera.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear just a little snippet of something if you don't mind.
Of some opera?
Yeah, I don't know how these mics are gonna pick it up. But.
Oh God, I'm gonna like break your microphone. Okay. Let's see.
And do we get a title?
I'll give you a title.
Okay, great.
This is the. I'll do the cadenza from the end of Caro Nome. That's short.
Cadenza from the end of
Caro
Nome.
So Caro Nome is an aria from an opera called Rigoletto.
Okay.
The very end of it, there's a little cadenza. Mm-hmm. I'll do that.
Okay. Before you do, I just want to check the microphones.
Yeah, do it.
Not the mics, the cameras. Make sure everything's still on.
Okay.
Because I don't want to miss this.
You want me to just let it rip? Okay.
I'm really excited.
So silly.
That's incredible. Wow. Wow. The glass is still holding on my cameras. This is amazing.
That's it.
I am blown away. Speechless.
Oh, thanks.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Whoa. All right. Stop there.
Okay, yeah.
Just
That's
kidding.
great. That's great. It's so good to talk to you.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Thanks.
What a talent.
Thanks.
Set of pipes you got there.
Yeah, we try.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't usually do that in my classes.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be something else. I think everybody would just stop in the middle of the workout.
No.
Woo. Well, speaking of people,
yeah,
in the ones that you sing to, I didn't know, and I'm just going to put it on camera, that you basically just wanted me to come coach gymnastics and you didn't charge anybody any money.
Yeah, no, none of our members.
That blows my mind. I've coached seminars since 2018, so 6 years. Mm-hmm. Well, you can skip to 2020, right?
Right.
But usually the idea is when I come to a place, the gym charges money, I charge a flat fee, they charge enough to make some money.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, and I'm not saying that this is right or wrong, but a lot of the time they go, you know what? We don't care about the money. It's not about that. We charge, but we're not going to make anything off of it. We did this for our members.
Yeah.
But this is the first time out of all of the places on the world that I've been to that somebody did it for them.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're thinking and why. Why did you do that?
Well, a few reasons. Like I thought there would be a huge benefit for myself as a coach. I know what gymnastics seminars cost me to take them. I know that there would be a lot of benefit for our other coaches who could attend, in terms of learning how to coach things differently, better, what have you. And I also think that I would like to provide as much value to our members as possible. So when we have the opportunities to do that, why shouldn't we? Max is Max is the same way. We have done a lot to this space. He has done a lot to this space that I don't know if people completely understand how, he would be so embarrassed that I'm telling you this. I don't think people completely understand how incredibly generous he is, but really wants this place to sparkle and shine. When we first took over, there was another wall up over here. We did a whole renovation, and every few months we're adding new things to make this the best facility for our members and to give them the best experience possible. So that includes having people like you come and add value to their membership experience.
So that's incredibly sweet of you guys. And I also, this kind of takes me back to why are you a gym owner though? Because I feel like, I get a lot of stories. This is why I wanted to start doing an interview. And this is a wonderful place to start with you. But what in the world are people thinking when they own a gym? Mm-hmm. Because look, putting money out, adding value to the members and stuff like that, that comes out of pocket. And yes, in a sense, it's good business to upgrade as things go by.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times it's easier and financially reasonable to say, we have what we need, everything's fine.
Sure.
If it's not broken, why try to add to it?
Right.
But you guys are not doing that. Why?
Right. I can, at least for me, on my end of things, I do truly believe that the more you put in, the more you get out, right? So my hope from a business standpoint is that people will see hey, I could go to Lifetime up the street. I could go to, this other CrossFit gym that's not putting more into the space, not putting more into the community.
Right.
But I hope that people see, without shouting it in their faces, you should be so appreciative of us. But with, just saying look, we value you. We hope that you value us. And I do believe over time that pays off. So from a business perspective, I think it's that whole idea of you have to put money in to get money out.
Right.
Yes, you can go by it's not broken, so why dump a bunch of money in? And that will work for a period of time, or will, leave you at a plateaued, comfortable level. From a personal perspective, I really value this community. I really value the people here. I want to create a safe space for everyone. I want to create a community within an enormous city that is really special. And so I do try as much as possible to add that value to the space. That's what I try to bring to each of my classes. And then when there are additional opportunities to do those things that may cost money, I would like to give that to people. And hopefully that'll keep people doing fitness longer, keeping them healthy longer, but also keeping people mentally healthy, well, interacting with others, and all of that.
That's lovely. Maybe the last thing. What is your favorite thing about coaching? You have a busy life, you've got things in the outside world going on, yet you dedicate yourself to the responsibility of all these people and being part owner, and you put in extra, obviously, for no financial gain, really, because what you did over the weekend didn't get you more members. right?
Yeah.
So there's something back there though. Like why are you a coach? What's your root driving cause for being a coach?
I think that it's sort of like two separate questions, right? Like, in terms of my favorite thing about coaching is when, whether it be a PR or something just clicks for somebody that keeps them driving forward. I think those moments are really special. So,
but
even
that's
if
theirs. Like, what's it for you?
For me, I feel like there's immense value in knowing that that's going to keep somebody driving forward. That brings me a lot of happiness. So those little moments that those little moments that say to somebody else, hey, now I can check this next box. Now I can do this next thing. Or I just did something I didn't think I could do. And you can see something growing within somebody else. Those are the moments that are my favorite about coaching. Because otherwise, why would you can just go do bicep curls at Planet Fitness, and that's totally fine.
Right.
But it's those. I feel like people come to a CrossFit gym because they want to challenge themselves. They want to see that continued improvement, and I feel like just holistically as a person, that drive to continue to learn and progress in whatever field is so exciting to watch. Like, I feel like that is kind of the point.
You look at them like a parent looks at a child a little bit.
I don't think about it that way, but yeah, I guess.
Well, if it's not your success and it's theirs and it makes you happy.
Yeah, I guess in that way.
Happy watching them grow.
Yeah. And that can be at every level, from like somebody's first CrossFit class to somebody who's significantly older than me and has been doing this way longer than I have, or athletes who are much more advanced than I am. But like, those moments for anybody are really exciting to watch.
Okay, and why fitness? You could be a school teacher. You could. There's a lot of things that you can do to see those moments.
Sure.
So
yeah, I've taught voice and things as well, which there's value in that too. Those moments are also exciting. I think two things. Number one, I feel like in fitness, and especially those moments that will keep people going, yes, there's the kind of mental emotional aspect of, that's a moment that's going to keep somebody going, but I also know if somebody keeps going, then they are going to stay healthy and well longer, and that makes me feel like I'm making a positive change in the world, right? And then on a more personal level, from a kind of like mental emotional perspective, I started doing CrossFit during a challenging time, and I really wanted to feel strong, and this was the first sport where I could see this measured progress, that you are getting stronger, you're getting mentally tougher, you're pushing through hard things and getting through them, and then literally you are picking up more weight, or you are literally pulling more of your own body.
What was happening?
My dad was dying when I started doing CrossFit, so I really needed something that was totally separate from my other job, where I could just kind of shut everything off, and feel like, I didn't realize this when I started, but that it could feel like I can get through this. This is a hard thing, but I'm doing this other hard thing that I didn't think I could do, so I can get through this too. So then when my dad passed, I didn't want to like stop doing music completely, but I did find it very fulfilling to be doing something physical, so sort of a release where I could just on a daily basis prove to myself that I was strong enough to get through hard things.
Do you ever see that in the members that you're teaching?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. When people are like kind of, well, sometimes in the open, sometimes I hope it's not in the open. Yeah. But you'll see people come in, they're having a bad day. I don't know exactly what the circumstances are, but you can see that moment where somebody's like, I'm either going to get through this workout or I'm going to break down in tears right here and now because of whatever else is going on. I don't think it's usually the fitness. I think it's usually something else. And, you know, more often than not, they push through and feel a lot better for it. So.
Is that maybe why you like watching them succeed?
Maybe. Maybe that's a piece of it too. Yeah.
I feel like you have a really good heart. You know, I haven't really talked to you much, and then just, you know, over the weekend, being able to talk to you here and there, I can tell the way that you watch the other people in the class, how much you're invested in them. And then little did I know that you were actually financially investing in them by having me come. And I see a bigger picture of the type of person that you seem to be. And it's really nice that you spent this time with me. So, you know, hopefully people will watch this and kind of understand that there is an underlying reason why you and so many other box owners are doing it. Because it's not for the money, is it?
Yeah, no.
You haven't mentioned money once.
No.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me over the weekend.
Yeah, thank you for
I
coming
hope to
here.
come back and see you guys another time.
Yeah.
We can discuss that off camera. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And this is such a cool experience for me because I've never been to New York. And like I said, you mentioned that New Yorkers are typically looked at as cold. Man, I was just looking left and right when I was about to take one of the trains, and some guy just comes up, he's like, hey, what are you looking for? And he's just go that way and then up to the top, and then you want to take track one, and it's been like that left and right, like all sorts of people, you know. I walked by some guy who was looking at me, I said, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh yeah, pretty good, you know. And I was eating a sandwich out front. Some guy walks by, he's like, oh, lunchtime, huh?
Yeah.
And I you know, I didn't know what to expect from New York. I've got a lot of East Coast friends, and they're all lovely people. And the people that were in here over the weekend, all absolutely, you know, beautiful people.
Yeah.
And they're run by another beautiful soul. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll cut there. But
we'll cut there.
fantastic.
Great. Cool.
Woo! You are amazing.
Oh, thanks.
That's singing.